Welcome to the BDGG guide for Mythic Council of Blood, presented by Wowhead. This is the 7th fight of Castle Nathria, and the mythic changes revolve around each boss remaining in the encounter as an afterimage once they die. The additional mechanic is Dancing Fever, which happens 5 seconds into the pull, on boss death, or after Dance Macabre ends. It then repeats on a 1-minute static timer. It will require 5 raiders to jump 3 times before the debuff expires, and each jump does massive raid-wide damage. You'll have to assign cooldowns for this, and raiders should take care not to jump while healers are catching up. Once Frida dies, she'll occasionally spawn an afterimage throughout the fight, which will, like a live Frida, need to be kicked. The image despawns after being kicked 3 times. You'll need a strong kick rotation here, and we recommend range since you'll often have to move out of melee of it. The afterimage of Lord Stavros will continue the dance recital mechanic throughout the fight. For raid composition, we recommend that one of your 2 tanks is very mobile, such as a monk or demon hunter, to kite the veteran stone guard around the room until you phase Niklaus. For the last phase, depending on if you get 1 or 2 veteran stone guards, you'll want a bop or an ancestral protection totem, as the tank getting to high stacks of duelist riposte will get one shot at some point. Multiple DKs and boomkins also have a lot of value. In total, you'll want 2 tanks, 5 healers, and 13 DPS. For positioning, we keep the bosses in the front of the room, and we'll move to the middle of the room depending on Waltz of Blood placement. We'll also want to have a stack behind the bosses at any given moment of the fight. You'll kill Frida, then Stavros, then Niklaus. You'll see that the first mechanic is Dancing Fever, and we'll just use an AMZ and a Spirit Link, then have the 5 raiders just get all of their jumps out of the way immediately. We use this tactic throughout the fight. Next, you'll see Drain Essence cast on 3 people. This hits far harder than on Heroic, and these players will need focused healing during the debuff. Our handling of Dance Recital here is very important. When Dance Recital is cast, all players who have the debuff run to the right and circle the boss counterclockwise. All other unmarked players move to the left to remain safe. It's important that Dance Recital targets make a wide circle around the boss and remain stacked together. If you're too far ahead or you're making too tight of a circle, you'll make the mechanic more chaotic and result in deaths. We use a weak ore for this, which will tell you which direction to move quickly, and I've linked that in the video description. The mechanics here are repeated, and should have more consistent orders with the recent hotfixes. Dance Macabre behaves the same as Heroic, and you'll repeat it until Frida is dead. The tanks will have much more involved jobs in this fight compared to other fights in the instance. Most importantly, throughout the fight, you'll have the tank who has Stavros pull him out of the group for his evasive lunge, to avoid hitting the group with a huge amount of damage. The tank assignments change depending on the phase. In phase 1, you'll want to have one tank have both Frida and Niklaus, while the other tank has Stavros. Once the Stavros tank gets 3 stacks of the evasive lunge, then you'll have the tanks swap. Tanks will swap Niklaus and Stavros immediately, and once Taunt comes back off CD, the non-Stavros tank will also grab Frida. Repeat. In phase 2, you'll just be taunt swapping at 2 stacks of evasive lunge. Easy enough. And in phase 3, the tank who will be kiting stone guards should take the first 2 stacks of duelist riposte, and then the other tank will take the rest until the fight is over. This is yet another fight where the abilities are easy to handle as long as you aren't caught by surprise. Keep a close eye on your boss timers, keep up kick rotations, and do a clean job with Dance Recital, and you'll be well on your way to a kill. When dutiful attendants spawn, having good focused DPS on it, especially in phase 3, will be important for maximizing boss damage, so keep an eye on that, and range can switch to it immediately when it spawns. Once Frida dies, you'll begin the timer on your first Waltz of Blood. This mechanic is easy enough, but your raid leader will have to make a quick call on whether or not to remain in position or to move the boss to the middle of the room. Wherever you end up, you'll still need to handle Dance Recital and Dance Fever in the same way, so keep the raid stack the same. Afterimage can be seen spawning next, which will need to be handled flawlessly by your kickers. Missing a kick will almost certainly result in a wipe. Lastly, you'll now also see that the waiters are spawning in the fight. These add a ton of raid-wide damage if you fall behind on them. This is where the Death Knights and Dot classes are of super high value. Death Knights should grip these into melee on cooldown for the rest of the fight, and Dot classes can do effective damage to all of them by spreading dots to all new spawns. This is one of the few times where it's encouraged to pad on these adds. Death Knights should be sure to grip the high HP ones first. I'm going to let audio play until phase 3 starts, but keep an eye on how the raid is dealing with each ability while also handling waiters. The Waltz of Blood will also be an important mechanic to make note of, but otherwise this phase repeats until Stavros dies. Very hard, like 15-20k.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily kill you unless you're low, but it is just unnecessary healing.
Yeah, definitely, and it can definitely combo with other things, so it caused a little bit of panic too. We do have a Dark Recital coming up next, another lunge, another Dutiful Attendant. Get rid of these freaking ads. Sweet. What do you guys think? Sorry, what do you think of Sterling's UI? Like, can we rate this?
7 out of 10.
It looks very. I don't like these. I don't like these unit frames. I don't.
Are you an edgy? Are you an edgy unit framer with like all black and like inverted colors?
Yes, but that's beside the point.
I knew it.
The class colors in the raid frames are super mixed up as well, so it's kind of throwing me off. At least we have some melees together, so there's some hunters mixed in with the rogue and the tank. So I don't know. Okay.
I like his UI because there's not, you know how people have like weak auras and they also have like the bars. Like he doesn't have both really. Like that's sort of clean, but I don't like the floating weak auras that are just like randomly like placed. Like they need to be more organized and square, you know?
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah. If things don't match up perfectly, it just drives me insane on anybody's UI.
Exactly.
All right, chat, let's rate your UIs. Send us some screenshots. Also, casters, let's go.
Mine is beautiful, okay?
I need to hide some chat.
Secret memes.
All right, wait, in the meantime, we got Stavros getting real low, Dutiful Attendant. They just got to blow that up. They can continue DPS. Really solid. They keep getting into this last phase. It's just going to take one pull where the tanks just get massive and unkillable. I mean, just for like a second. You know, it's not too much to ask for.
Got a Recital going out.
After image spawns, they got to get these kicks. Cannot miss one of these. They have really gotten that down. No more wiping to that. The lunge is dodged. The raid, that's perfect. And they got a lot of ads up.
Yeah, they're about to phase right here. They need to clean up the ads when they phase, and then they're going to be popping Bloodlust very shortly here. 3, 2, 1.
Just 0.5. A little bit more.
0.25.
They're actually stopping DPS on the boss.
The attendant.
Yeah. Once Stavros dies and phase 3 starts, all cooldowns and Bloodlust should be used. You'll want to focus Niklaus first and foremost, but this is also a good time to catch up on waiters. This phase only technically has one more mechanic, but the DPS check is very, very high. You'll want to phase Niklaus to 50% with only one veteran Stone Guard spawning, and you'll kill this first veteran during Dance Macabre. As soon as Dance Macabre ends, make sure to finish off the Stone Guard if it's not already dead, and start getting back into position for the immediate attendant spawn, then After Image and Dance Fever. You'll then have your next Stone Guard spawning, and this is the Assigns tank time to shine. At this point, you'll essentially have a soft enrage set in. Waiters start spawning more frequently, the Stone Guard becomes lethal to the kiting tank, and the Niklaus tank starts to get hammered by Duelist Riposte, and it becomes very easy to fall behind for healers. Keeping up with death grips, killing attendants quickly, and maximizing damage are everything here. Finding optimizations in this phase will be the difference between the sub 5% wipes and the kill. I'll let the remainder of the fight play out with audio, but if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. You can also check out the Heroic and Mythic guides on Wowhead. Be sure to subscribe and like the video to be notified of the rest of our Castle Nathria guides. Good luck! Yep, kill that attendant, keep the ads gripped in. The ad's still taking damage here, so not a huge concern there. They are starting to melt, and they are dead.
Another
Dubsy down, but immediate res. He had a Soulstone on him. He's back up. Taunt went out immediately. We're at 20%.
Another Goliath spawn. So this is where Psycho's been having trouble with that second Goliath. So if he can successfully pick this up. Oh no, Psycho.
Dance.
Please. Okay, Pax goes down, but that's not that bad so far. Everyone else is alive. Off at 15%. have another BS attack.
You're gonna get him up. They just need to top cycle off in case he takes one more hit, but so far he's looking really healthy. He's back in range for healers. They top
there
him
you
off.
11%. This is looking good. He comes around with the Goliath one more time.
At this point, they just all need to pop
kiting.
personals. Any externals need to go onto the tanks at this point.
7%. They have the attendant out. DPS stops. They go back on
DPS
the
is
boss.
dead.
Dibsy's going. He's yo-yoing. Dibsy is fighting for his life. There's so many ads out right now.
He got one
damage.
hit. He's still
They're
up. He just dies.
Oh, no,
12 takes down.
No.
2%.
No, 2%.
Can we do it? Can we do it?
Immunities.
Kill the
Dots.
boss, 1%.
Dots. Stay alive.
Oh,
Yeah!
Oh my gosh, we did
They
it!
killed it. They killed Mythic Council of Blood.